All right, so I am here with a new Mustang that we just got brought in. So this one has been domestic for a couple years now. He's a 7-year-old. I think he was adopted when he was 3. He's been sitting out to pasture for a couple years, came back into light training in February with another trainer. He's been doing lots of groundwork and stuff like that, but his biggest problem is he knows that he is a big horse and he kind of likes to push in to you. You can see this one's very distracted, like he's looking out and around. He really wants to kind of push into me. And so this is my very first session with this horse. We just picked him up on Saturday. He sat on Sunday, and now we're going to start training today. So I'm going to kind of go through and show you what I do to start getting him to focus on me and start thinking about me as his new leader. So one of the very first exercises I'm going to do is just a simple, I want him to walk forward up with me and then halt nicely without running into me. And so you can see right here, he's already creeping forward, so I'm just going to put him back, give him a little tap with the end of my stick, and then have him start learning that I have a personal bubble and that he's only allowed inside that personal bubble if I invite him. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start walking around in a circle. So I'm going to have him walk. You can see he is looking everywhere else but paying attention to me. He wants to smell the dirt. He wants to look at his buddy. He wants to look to the outside of the arena. And he is not at all focused on me. He leads just fine, but his brain is elsewhere. And so I'm going to choose a good spot. I'm going to stop my feet. Oh, he didn't stop with me. So he's going to get a little tap on the chest, and then I'm going to put him back there. I'm just going to let him sit. I'm telling him, good boy. So the kind of what I'm looking for is I want his jaw to stop next to my shoulder. That is his spot, and it's his responsibility to stay there. As long as his jaw is lined up with my shoulder, then he gets a good boy. That's exactly what I want, and he doesn't get a reprimand. Now, if he gets into my space or comes in front of me or touches me on the shoulder, then he's going to have a consequence for that. Because we need this horse. He is like 15 hands. He's a really big dude, and I am pretty small. And so for my own safety, I need him to respect me and give me that safety buffer. Good boy. All right, so we're going to walk forward again, nice and promptly. We're going to choose another spot to stop, so I'm going to stop my feet. Oh, and he totally rammed his shoulder into me. He was totally disrespectful there, so I backed him up a few steps. Then I'll let him sit, tell him that's a good boy. And then right here, he's kind of always wanting to be in my space. And so I'm just going to discourage that by pushing his face away. Then we're going to walk off again. So we're just working on getting him prompt, more respectful, staying out of my space. Ooh. That was better. It wasn't perfect, but at least he stopped his feet, so I'm going to give him some praise. Then I'm going to walk off again. Good boy. So we're going to turn in, change our spot. I'm going to stop my feet. Oh, and that was so much better. So right here, I really don't like how every time we stop, he wants to come into my space. So I'm just going to discourage him, put him right there, and then I'm going to pet him on the neck, telling him, hey, dude, I don't want you in my space. I need you to stay out there, because he seems to me like a really big, playful gelding. He really wants to kind of romp around. He doesn't want to respect my personal space. He wants to push me over. All right, we're going to find another spot. Stop our feet. Good. He thought about giving me a little nip there, but then decided against it. So now we're going to start working on turns away. So if I walk towards him, it's going to be his responsibility to move out of my space. So right here, I'm going to have him step back again because he keeps creeping forward. I need him to stay right next to my shoulder. Then I'm going to look where I want to go, so towards him, and I'm going to bring my presence up, bring my energy up, and walk super confidently towards him. And if he doesn't get out of my way, I'm going to use my stick on his shoulder to push him out of my way. I'm going to walk towards him, hands come up, bring my energy up, and that was pretty good. He moved out of my space nicely. Good boy. You see you got a good lick and chew there. I'm going to practice another halt. He kind of got ahead of me. Have him back up a few steps. We're going to walk forwards again. Good. I'm going to come in, Good. And I really actually like these turns. For how much he likes to throw his shoulder in, he moved out really nicely there. Good. Again, anytime he comes into my space without me inviting him, he gets a little tap, little discouragement, and I'm going to give him his praise on his neck here. Because he can push me over with just his head. And so I need him to know, hey, that's not okay to be like in my space all the time. I need you to keep your head over there until you can be nice about it. Good boy. So we're going to walk on again. Turn in towards him. Hand comes up. Make sure he's being nice and prompt. Good. Have him turn away again. Bring that shoulder around. We're going to halt. Ooh. Good. Give him some pets. Again, not allowed in my space. Now we're going to start adding in some backups. And so I'm going to turn towards him. And like this whole time, he's kind of trying to nip me. So I'm just going to keep discouraging it. Keep his head away. He backs up nice and soft. So he knows a lot of things. He's just a little bit playful and has a lot of energy and a lot of personality. So we're just going to keep adding in some of these things. Back up. See, the whole time he wants to be in my space. Good. He does all the things, but he just wants to use his body to push me over, to snub me. Kind of, you see baby horses playing out in the field. They are constantly biting on each other, pushing each other, nipping each other. And so he kind of wants to just do that with me. He wants to play with me. He doesn't want to actually focus and work. Good, so we're going to back up, do another turn. And he's so active, you kind of have to do things quickly because he gets bored easily. And so I need to keep his brain busy. He's not one that sits well. Good. So here I'm just doing a back up and then turn exercise. This is going to get him thinking more out of my space. I'm going to ask him to back up, then move his shoulder. Then back up, then move his shoulder. Good boy. Good boy. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put him into a little circle here. So this is the beginning steps of lunging. And you can see right now he is not paying attention to me. So I'm going to give him a little tap on the belly there. He wants to see all of his friends over there. He's not focusing at all on me. And so I'm just going to ask him to start moving around. And whenever he tips that nose to the outside, I'm going to pick up and give him a little tap on the belly. Good boy. Then we're going to have him do a reverse. So I'm going to pick up, switch my whip, send him off the other way. He's one, I want to keep his brain really busy. I don't want to give him any time to come up with fun things to go bounce around about. Because he's one, he's going to want to bounce, he's going to want to play. I want to get his brain actually focused on me. Good boy. Hold. Have him reverse again. Good. And he's super soft here through his circles. I really like he's paying attention well. We just need to work on him mentally, like paying attention. Because he wants to look to the outside. So I'm going to pick up, get that bend. Super. Good boy. Really nice. I'm going to pick up again. Good. Ask him to do another reverse. Good boy. Again, he's paying attention to the outside. So I'm going to tap that belly, get him looking to the inside. Anytime that he loses focus on me, I'm going to ask him to move those hips out, bring his nose in. Because I want him to kind of be in a C shape, bending around me, paying attention to me. He's actually quite soft, which I like. I like how he's respectful off this lead rope. A lot of horses will be super heavy on him, especially when they're distracted. And he's being very nice and light. He's got a really cute step on him as well. Really nicely built little Mustang here. Or big Mustang. It's quite big for a Mustang, actually. Good. Good. And ooh. Ooh. Good. And I want him to stop outside on the circle. A lot of horses I draw in, especially the super reactive ones or the new ones. But he's one. He is plenty domestic. He really wants to be in my space. And so I'm going to change the game of, hey, I need you to stop on the outside of my circle and not come in. Because he loves snuggles and he loves to be in your spot. So anytime I have the opportunity, I want to teach him to stay out a little bit more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and push him up into his lope. See how that looks? Canter. Good. Yeah, he's got a little bit of gas. Really nice though. We're gonna have him pick up that canter again. Very good. Just have him hold it. Good. He's kind of cross-firing here, but not bucking, not kicking. Again, still a little bit focused to the outside. Good. And we're going to let him come down to a trot. So that was actually, for our first kind of canter, I liked it. It needs to be balanced out. He needs to learn how to use his body a little bit more through it. But he wasn't bucking, he wasn't kicking. He was being nice and soft off that lead rope. And so I'm going to take that as a win. Good boy. I'm going to keep him moving. Ask him to bend that nose to the inside. Push those rib cage out. Keep the hips out. Focus on me. Good. And walk. So we're going to have him come down to his walk here. Walk. Good. Again, not allowed in. He's one I want to keep on the outside of his circle. Good. We'll bring him back down. Walk. Good. Good boy. Then we'll have him reverse. And we're going to test it out the other way. Good. Have him change directions. Good boy. Good. He's very smart. You can tell he has had a lot of time put into him. Good, canter. We're going to have him move off this direction. Good boy. So I'd say this is his almost a little bit stronger way. He still likes to kind of attempt the crossfire, kind of has a short stride. So this is something I want to work on. I'll put him on a longer lunge line eventually. And I want to work on strengthening this canter a little bit more. That'll help just with our ridden work later on. But he's being nice and soft, moving out forward and freely. No resentment. Good boy. We'll have him trot. Well done, kid. Good. Okay, we're going to work on creating that bend again. Picking up on my lead rope, pushing him out with the whip a little bit, having him create that nice, lovely C shape. Good. I like he's sort of keeping his eye on me, but the whole time you can tell he's sort of paying attention to the outside of his circle. He really is more interested in his buddies than me. So I'm going to ask him to just keep bending. Give him a little tap there. Good. Ask him to keep bending. Good. I want that nose to come in, that rib cage to push out. Good. And we're just going to keep on the circle until he does that. Good. Good. So keep looking for that eye to kind of come into me, for him to start circling around. There. And this leads to your liberty work as well. If you ever see those horses doing liberty circles and how they have that beautiful bend without a halt turn lead rope, that's what I want him to start doing with the lead rope here. I want that nose to tip in, him to focus on me, push those hips out, and just trot around nice and softly. Good. Ideally, he'd drop his head a little bit. I like that he's kind of snorting, licking his lips. Again, still trying to focus on his friends. We need to work on his attention a little bit here. But so I'm just going to keep him trotting. Keep him coming on this very nice short circle. Good. Keep him coming. And I'm looking for his nose to come in, hips to come out. There. That was the beginning of it without him slowing down. Because I want his focus to come onto me. Good. Good. A little bit more. There. Good. We're going to pick up. Asking him to keep pushing through. You can see he's a little bit stiff through his neck. He needs to drop it a little bit. Good. Good. Now I'm stop there. Again, every time we kind of pause, his head goes to the outside. So here, I'm going to bring him back into this walk. Really get a little tap on that hip there. I want his nose to come in and his focus to be on me. So I'm just going to keep walking towards his hip here. Keep asking him to bend around me. Not be looking to the outside, but actually focusing his attention to the center here, to me. Good. Good. Yeah. Keep tapping this hip. Asking that head to come around. Good. Hey. Asking him to keep circling around. Good. There. That eye for a second came on to me. Ask him to keep coming around. Good. There. Good boy. That was better. Again, just notice like his head immediately goes to the outside. He needs to start actually focusing on me. So I'm going to keep having him turn the circle. Keep that head on me. Good. I'm going to have him stop again. Oh, went to the outside. So we're going to put him back in a circle. And so what I'm looking for is when I actually stop, him to keep that nose tipped in and focus on me. So I'm like, okay, dude, as long as you're focusing on me, we're good. So we're going to pause here. Ooh. Good. Where does his face go? He goes to the outside, so I'm asking him to move those hips around again. Tap that belly. Really ask him to bend through here. I'm going to pick up a little bit more on this lead rope. Good. Get him to come in. Good. Good. And see, every time we stop, he wants to look to the outside there. Good. Hey, good. Still, every time. You notice he's really wanting to avoid focusing on me and look to everything else. So, I'm just going to keep him working. Keep that nose tipped in. Keep him trotting around. We're going to halt. Good. Let's see where his eyes go. Good. Oh, for a second he thought about looking at me instead. Then he swapped and looked to the outside. So I'm just going to keep him working because we really want to get his brain focusing on me. Good. Good. Oh, so anytime he looks to the outside, I'm going to put him back to work. Give him something to do. Because this horse, he does everything. It's just he's distracted. And so I'm going to start giving him tasks to get him to focus on me. Good. Ooh, I'm going to pick up. Good. Good. We're going to go back to the circle. Good. I'm going to get on him a little bit. Tell him, hey, dude, over here. The shoulder's sort of falling in. The hips are they're moving out, but I need him to kind of straighten up the shoulder a little bit. There we go. Good. Good boy. That was better. All right, we're going to send him out this way. Good. Good. I'm going to have them do quick reverses. So this is one of my favorite exercises to get them really thinking, is to send in one direction and then swap hands and have them do a quick reverse. Good. Got to get my lead rope all unsorted here. Good. Then have them do a quick reverse. Good. So I'm going to have them switch sides pretty quickly. Good. So this is just going to get his brain sort of working for me. Good. Have him come around. Swap. Good. Good boy. Have him come around. Good. Have him come around. Good. And you can see, he's kind of looking to the outside there again. Huh? I want you to hold. Good. There. Well done. So there he actually looked to me for a second. So I'm going to give him some praise. I'm going to invite him in. I'm going to click a little bit. Good. Good. I'm going to pick up. See if he won't bend. Good. Pick up. There. Pick up. Give him a little tap there. Good. Little tap there again. Good. Little tap. Good. Little tap. Oh, now he's getting mad. Good. So I'm just going to keep asking him. Because I'm like, hey, I need you to really focus on me. I need you to stop looking to the outside. I need you to keep your eyes on me. Good. Good. I'm going to have him halt. Ooh. I'm going to invite him in. Good. Good. Oh, hey, over here. Good. I'm going to give him some opportunities here. So I'm going to ask him, hey, dude, do you want to look in? Good. Good. He has such a hard time focusing. Good. So anytime he looks away, I'm going to clap my side or something and tell him, hey, dude, I need you to focus here. Good boy. So I'm going to back up, send him off again. Good. 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 So I'm going to back up, inviting him to circle in. Good. And this is really nice. He's starting to keep that eye on me. A little bit more. There. Good. Ooh, stop my feet. I expect him to stop. Oop. I didn't quite like how he touched my shoulder there, so I'm just going to back him up a step and then give him some praise. Good boy. Then we're going to have him come the other way. Yep. Have him come in. And I'm going to back up again and see if he won't circle in and look at me. Oh, so you see he's really looking to the outside there, so I'm going to pick up. Good. I'm going to keep backing up, encouraging him to kind of look in, to pay attention. Good. Ooh. So stop my feet, asking him to halt. Good boy. He really likes to kind of give me this eye, and I want this eye. I want him to be able to just stand here with me on his right side. Good boy. Really nice. So I'm going to give him something like a sound or something, and I'll be like, hey, refocus on me. Good. And this is really nice. So, okay, he's looking away. I'm going to move, do something, and then I'm going to stop and be like, yes. Good boy. Because the trick with this horse is not the movements. It's getting his brain focused on me and not everything else that's going on in the outside of the arena. He's a very nice horse, has actually very nice ground manners. His biggest problem is that he doesn't yet know how to focus and actually pay attention. He's kind of like one of those toddlers, hey, move out of my space. He's one of those toddlers that can't focus in class. He's the one that's like spitting the spitballs across the room, irritating all the other classmates, can't focus. And so for him, we just need to teach him that when we bring him out to work, it's his responsibility to focus on me and not all of his friends. And again, not be in my space. So I'm going to come up to him, pet him, tell him that was really nice. Good boy. Have him back up a few steps. Again, he's like being a little bit sticky here, so I'm just going to tap him on the chest and be like, hey, dude, I need you to get a little bit more out of my space. Now that we know you can back, I need you to do it promptly. Because he's obviously knows how to back up. We just need him to back up a little bit more prompt, a little bit more soft. Again, right here, he's kind of getting ahead of me. So I'm going to pick him up, have him back up. Anytime that he starts getting in front of me and not paying attention, I'm going to immediately have him go into a backup, get out of my space, go back into that shoulder turn. If I stopped my feet, it is his responsibility for his nose, his jaw to stay next to my shoulder. And at any point in our session, he tries to start running over me again or get ahead of me, I'm going to stop, back up, do these shoulder turns, get him out of my space. Good. Because we're going to start making it the expectation for him that if his shoulder comes into me, he's not allowed. He's not allowed to put his shoulder into me. It's his responsibility to stay right next to me and to respect my bubble, to respect my space. Good boy. We're going to go back in. Good. He self-corrected there. That was really nice. Okay. We're going to start. So now we're going to start working on a little bit of trotting in hand. See where that is. I'm going to raise my... He already is going to pick up the trot. Super. This one speaks English. Good. And again, if I halt, he needs to stop and stay at that spot. So we're going to move back up. So I'm just raising my energy. This horse is very good at reading your body language. I'm gonna have him trot on. Good. Then we're gonna practice another halt. Oh, good. Oh, very good. And then like right there, when he didn't stop, I just brought my hand up and he ran into his lead rope. So that's all the correction he needed on that time. So we're gonna have him move up into trot. I'm gonna take a deep breath, stop my feet. Super, that was really nice. Do a little bit more. Good. Halt. Good. We're going to have him back up a step because that was a little bit late. Then I'm gonna have him do a haunch turn out. Have him back up. Move out of my space. So right there, he like totally rammed into me. So I'm gonna immediately give him the consequence, make him back up, and then we're gonna go right back into it. Halt. That was much better. Still not great, but better. And so we take little wins. And if you notice, I'm doing a lot of turns towards him. This horse needs to really stay out of my space and not get ahead of me. Good boy. Okay, we're gonna pick up the trot again. Again, circle to the inside. I'm gonna stop my feet. Good, that was better. All right, dude. So now we're gonna have him kind of play around over some obstacles, see what his setting like. So I'm gonna put him back out on his circle. Just have him take this little cavaletti here. Good. And I love adding in jumps, adding in little cavalettis, adding in pulls to help them really start using their mind and their feet. Good. Oh, this one's super cute. So we're just gonna have him trot around, take this a couple times this direction, and then do it the other way. And this is all so great for establishing that communication and relationship with him, because we don't know each other. And so we're just starting to get to know each other a little bit, figuring out where his weaknesses are, what his strong suits are. He's figuring out, am I actually a leader? What can he get away with? And so there's going to be points where he tries to test me. There's going to be points where I kind of put him through some tests. And so we're just starting to build that line of communication, building that relationship. I'm starting to figure out where he's at in his training. This horse is obviously not feral. He's obviously had quite a bit done with him. And so, he kind of cheated there, so I'm going to have him turn in. So I'm just kind of figuring out where he's at. Good. Okay, we're going to have him pick up the canter afterwards. He's doing such a phenomenal job over this. Have him canter. Yep, we'll have him trot in, canter out. Super. Ooh. I'm going to bring him down. Good. Really nice. Have him trot out. Good boy. We're going to have him take the cavaletti this direction. Good. Have him pick up the canter afterwards. Super. Very athletic. Super cute for a Mustang. Good boy. A lot of them will just take those cavalettis out. Good boy. So we're going to have him trot around. Then we'll have him see if we can't get lined up for those trot pulls on the far side. So I'm just going to have him keep coming, get him lined up, and have him send straight through these. I'm going to encourage him to keep the trot. That was very nice. What a good boy. Good boy. Super. Well done. Good. So we're going to have him come the other way now. Good. Just have him take these little trot pulls through. Very nice. Well done. Now we'll have him add in the little cavaletti. Super. Good. And ooh. So good. Well done. I'm going to come up, give him a pet on the shoulder. Really nice. Good. Okay. Have him do a couple steps back up. Again, everything we do with this horse is like, hey dude, respect my space. Good job. So we're going to go ahead and grab a saddle pad. Good boy. Good. So I have a saddle pad here. We're just going to see what he thinks about that. So already like I grabbed it, I picked it up, and the first thing he wants to do is check it out. This horse is just super curious, has so much play, he's going to eat it. He really, really likes to try new things. And so I think his biggest thing is he gets so easily distracted because he just has a really big personality. He wants to play, wants to try new things, and isn't one that likes to just sit around. So we're going to go ahead, just rub him with it. You can tell like his head's down, he's licking and chewing. Obviously isn't that concerned, so I'm just going to go ahead, throw it on him, rub it down his rump, all the things, bring it up his neck. No reaction whatsoever. So I'm like looking at him and he's like seems really relaxed with it. Again, we're going to back him up. He really wants to try and be in my space, and I have a bubble, and he's not allowed to be in it. So anytime he gets in that bubble without me asking, he has to back up. Again, he's not allowed to nip on me. He's not allowed to chew on me. I am not his play toy. I am his leader. Good. So like right there, he wanted to nip me, so I just gave him a quick discouragement. While I'm continuing, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I'm just kindly discouraging, like, hey dude, you leaning on me, you nipping me, you being kind of a brat is not allowed, not accepted. Good, and he's going to get all frustrated. Again, he needs to keep that face up. He needs to focus. Of course, he's going to like grab his own saddle pad off. So, not a concern at all about the saddle pad. Good boy. Again, he's kind of all the time wanting to nip at me, and that is not allowed. So I'm just going to back him up, and then have him walk around with this. I think with him, we're going to go and grab his saddle. And so my goal with him is to just see where our holes are. So his groundwork is actually quite nice. He needs to learn how to focus and to respect me. He did not seem at all concerned about the saddle pad. So we're going to just go ahead, throw his saddle on and see how he does. He was supposedly started, but I don't know the last time if he's been saddled in the past couple of years. He seems pretty chill with it. So the whole time I'm kind of just evaluating him. Is there anything, is he spooky? Is he looking nervous about it? Is he anxious? And to me, he's just playing with it. He is just, like, mostly he wants to chew on me. He wants to chew on his saddle. He wants to try and eat everything, but doesn't seem at all concerned. Like you can see, flapping the saddle, the stirrup, all these things. He's giving me like a lot of green lights that he has been saddled and that he doesn't really mind it. So we're going to treat him like he's been saddled before, keeping our eye out, like, okay, is he nervous about this? Is he cinchy? Maybe does he have any concerns about me around his girth area? Like, do we have anything that's going to concern us? So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to girth him up because he seems like he does not have a care in the world about this saddle being on him. And so we're going to do all the steps. And I like to go pretty tight because if he is a bronc, I don't want my saddle slipping. And so for this first time of me saddling him, I'm going to immediately tighten up my girth so that if he goes to bucking, I don't lose my saddle. Because that's one of the worst things that can happen is it slides around their belly. And now you have a horse running around with it around their middle. Once I know him better, I like to tighten up the girths nice and slow. And just makes it a little bit more comfortable for them so they don't actually get cinchy or anything like that. But for that first time, I want to know if that first step off, he broncs, my saddle's going to stay. He obviously does not care. This is beautiful. He's offering the trot. He, again, seems really happy. He really wants to focus on everything else except me. Good boy. Good. Really nice. Good, so we're gonna have him reverse. Good job. Have him send out. Super. Really good boy. Good, have him move up into his lope. Good. Again, not an issue. Good. We're gonna have him come down. Good boy. Really nice. Good job. Again, we're gonna have him respect our space. Back up a little bit. Good. Have him sit. Super. Good job. So nice.